Hey, good afternoon, everybody. I hope you're doing well. So the 10-year, 3513. It's kind of sitting all day and then spiked up. I guess the market is talking about banks tightening the credit policies, so restrictive lending, going to put less money in people's pockets to buy goods and services. You kind of think that one through a little bit and you go, okay, well, if we can't buy as much, then we won't buy as much. And then potentially inflation will go down. But I guess they look at it a little bit differently. And the other big news is CPI is going to come out on the 10th. So Wednesday, the 10th, we'll get the CPI reading. And just depending on what that looks like, I think that's going to have a fairly significant impact on the 10-year Treasury, a la mortgage rate. Was blessed enough to sit on a meeting today that our regional VP, Kelly Allison, put together with a gentleman by the name of Brian Hale, also known as the Godfather of Mortgage. Been around forever. I've had the luxury of listening to Brian in the past, and he brought it today again, like always, with just unbelievable information. One of the things, if I get this number right, is essentially when it comes down to realtors, right, it's the old 80-20 rule, but it's even more significant than 80-20. Something like the top 1.5% of realtors will do something like 80%, or I think it was maybe 90% of the business. The number was unbelievable. So the top 1.5%, they're going to do the majority of the real estate transactions in the country, right? It's crazy. And I don't think it gets much different for mortgage people either. The number that he threw out was the number of loan officers that have applied for mortgages have been reduced by 40% in 2023. So a 40% haircut already in 2023. Now, if you work for a bank, you don't have to have a license, right? Which we never quite understood that. But mortgage folks like myself, correspondent mortgage or mortgage brokers, anybody not working for the bank essentially has to have a license. We have to get 8 hours of education every year and take a test every year and pass it every year to be able to do mortgages. But the thing with the banks now, like Wells Fargo and many other banks, they're shrinking their mortgage position drastically if they haven't already finished, doing mortgages for anybody other than their clients or their high-profile clients. So that's that. What else? I think that's really it today. It's been a long day for some reason. It's Monday. We've stayed busy all day. We've had to work our way through some things again, not unlike any other day. I talk about it a lot. Picked up the phone. Hey, Jeff, from one of our building partners, so-and-so was trying to get pre-qualified with so-and-so, and they couldn't get them approved. And so can you give us a look? So lots of moving parts, right, in this deal. I won't break it all down for you, but essentially spoke to the client, worked through our way through all the nuances of the deal, and then called the agent back up and said, hey, man, here's what we're looking at. And they don't need to hear it all. Sometimes I'm a little long-winded, but I feel like I want to at least say, hey. And then he laughed. He goes, no wonder they couldn't figure it out. And he goes, holy smokes. And I'm like, yeah, not for the faint at heart, this one. Again, great client, a lot of wonderful things going on there, but you really had an appetite to listen to each piece individually, right? Sometimes you listen to the whole story, and somebody might go, oh, that's too big, right? What do they say? How do you eat an elephant? Right? The answer is one bite at a time, right? So that's what we're pretty good at that. Give me the elephant and then we eat it one bite at a time, right? And when you break it down and you ask the right questions and you dissect it, it becomes a little bit more manageable, right? As a matter of fact, I was talking to my kids last night. We had all my boys over and my oldest boy's fiance at the house last night, cooked for my youngest boy's birthday that was last week. And they were asking me about, walking. I used to do a lot of backpacking, a lot of hiking, and I'm kind of had a reputation for walking around the neighborhood, right? From this place to that place, late at night I'd be out with friends or whatever and be like, you know what? I'm just going to walk. They'll be like, why don't you take an Uber? I'm like, I like to walk. And I said, one of the tricks to walking long distances is having these smaller goals, right? So they were laughing at me one time a year or two ago. few miles from the house, right? Maybe 3.5 miles. I think they looked it up. And so when I started the walk, I was like, yeah, I'm going to do that. And then it turned into be, oh, wait a second, I'm going to have to really break this thing down. So then I told him, here's what I did. I got from here and I was like, okay, now I'm going to start setting intermediate goals, right? All right, so when I get here, I get the reset. When I get here, I get the reset. When I get here, I get the reset. The next time I should be home, right? And I said that breaks down into manageable pieces. So that's that. Hope you're having a great day. If you have any questions about mortgages, if you have any questions about walking long distances, if you have any difficult loans that you need done, 404-915-6834 or glickmortgage.com. Have a fantastic Monday evening. Take care.